Okay, people looking to do some cheap mods. I was looking a lot on YouTube and whatever. I couldn't find much. So I decided after I figured out a bunch of things that I would make a video for anybody looking for ways to do, upgrade performance for little money. At any rate, so I bought this 2004 Polaris 90cc two-stroke for my kids for Christmas a few months ago. And when they hit the gas, it was just wouldn't really go until it hit a few thousand RPMs. Then it would go. But it took a while to get there, and all sorts of carb issues, which is a different video. That'll be part 2, which you could look at too. I'm going to make a few parts just because I have a few different mods to do, but whatever. So I had heard, because I really don't know that much about quads, but I had heard that this is a good way to start when you're trying to get low-end performance, because I don't care about the top end so much because my kids don't really know how to ride, but I do like the, you hit the gas and the thing goes. I like that kind of feel, and this thing didn't have it. So at any rate, this is the part that was on here on the sprocket. It's the front sprocket. And that is the new sprocket. So the new sprocket, which is actually used from eBay, is off of 2001 or similar years. I think all the way up to 5 or 6. You have to look. Off of 50cc. So it's smaller, but it's identical to this except that it's smaller. It's a real easy mod. You just unscrew the big bolt, and that slides right off. I don't even think there was a clip on it. And the new one, or new used one that I got off eBay for $16, slides right on. After doing that mod, the quad got into its RPMs considerably quicker. There wasn't much. There was still delay, but not that much. So I continued to look for things that I can do to this quad. Second thing I did was inside of here is the flywheel. I heard you can lighten that up too by sanding it, which sounds like a good idea. It's something I might do eventually, but I didn't take it off. If you just take off this plastic cover here, and there's a clip on the bottom of it, like a little plastic clip, you have to pull it out, and then the cover pops off. And this just pops right off. The fan is there, and the stator is under there. And the stator has a pickup. It's a tiny little black box. You'll see it. There's a video by a guy named 90GT Vert. He does scooters, but he also does, I think he has new products too, but I looked at his scooter videos. But the same thing applies. You just move the stator a little to the left, which will advance your timing. Instead of buying one of these cheap Chinese advanced timing boxes that don't really work, or spending a lot of money on something that doesn't really work either. So, but that did give me another little boost. So I picked up some boost from the sprocket, and just moving the stator over, which is a free mod. Again, look at 90GT Vert, and he has a video which gives full explanation, much better than I could do, on how that's done. And the same thing applies to this 90cc Polaris. Next thing I did was this. I don't want the exhaust loud because I don't want to kill the neighbors, and I don't really need this for the kids. I just want it like faster or whatever. I'm just trying to do some things. Anyway, there's a small little tube in there, and that's the original exhaust. This is the original exhaust. It's a one-piece job. It's really, there's just not much you could do to it. But I did manage to do a few things to it that did free it up a little. As you follow the head pipe from the gas from the muffler down, it just goes right underneath the engine, and there's two little tiny bolts that bolt the header to the bottom of the cylinder. You just unscrew those, and then there's another little bolt right here. Unscrew that, and there's another one right over here. I think mine broke actually, but you unscrew that, and the pipe just falls down. Inside the pipe where it connects to the cylinder, there was a lot of extra weld material inside the pipe. So it was cutting down the diameter of the header pipe probably about 3 millimeters, maybe more, because I took it out. It's a circular weld, and it's outside the pipe and also extends into the pipe. So it was definitely cutting off a little bit of exhaust going into the engine. So I just ground it down with a little Dremel kit and a screw gun. I do everything, not a Dremel, just a kit. I do everything with a screw gun. Then get one of these little stupid kits. They have sanding wheels, they have cutting wheels. You could buy one of these from Home Depot. That'll sand down things too pretty quick. And that might have helped too. Well, it must have helped because there was a restriction, and then I took the restriction out. Hold on, I'm going to get flashlight. I want to show you what else I did to the exhaust. So far, we have some cheap mods here, and they actually worked because this thing is getting pretty quick off the line. Maybe too quick for my little guys, but I don't know. Anyway, inside the pipe here, there is a small little tube. I try to pull that tube out. It doesn't come out. I don't know if you can see inside here too. What I did was, you could see how around the tiny little tube is cut out. That is because I left the tube in. I think I can pull it out now, but I really don't want to make the exhaust loud, and it does breathe a little bit better. I took a hole saw. I'll show you what else I took. Show you what else I did. I took a hole saw and I stuck it right in here, and it fit on the outside of that tiny little diameter tube that's in there. Let's see if I can get you the light. Yeah, it fit inside that and the pipe. And cut that metal out. So now it breathes through that whole tube besides the tiny little tube. I don't know if you can see it, but inside, they say you gotta clean the manual says clean your spark arrestor, but this thing doesn't really have one that's removable. It's like there's some like metal stuff in there grating. What I did was, so now the exhaust is breathing a little bit better already, but I think I did this one first. I took this extension arm. It's just an extension arm. You can like screw different bits onto it. I put it on the screw gun, and I put a drill bit on it, and I zipped it. I tried to like take some of that screening out, but that didn't really work. So I zipped it right into here, and then you'll meet resistance once you're about 7 inches back, and if you push it through, you go into the baffle. Now I did that 2 times with a drill bit attached to that, and it freed up the exhaust. It also made it a little bit louder. Not very much louder, but most people would probably like it, but I really just don't like loud quads. I'm not interested in that. But it made it considerably louder with a nice sound, like a real nice 2-stroke sound. So just by drilling a hole, sticking that thing with a screw bit in, a drill bit on it, like, what did I use? I think I used something slightly bigger than this on the end of that. And I just stuffed it in, and I drilled, and I went into the baffle. And it got louder. I did it twice, and it got louder. And it freed up more exhaust. I could see more exhaust coming out of the machine, and the machine picked up a little bit more speed. Got a little bit annoying to me, so I put a screw back into one of the holes that I bought a pretty big hole after that, and then I put a screw into one of the big holes and left one of them still open. So I'll start up the cord and let you hear that. Well, let me see if there's anything else that I missed for these initial mods. I changed the brakes. I bought these brakes that didn't quite fit that good off of eBay, And that was a stupid idea because it took me hours to try to customize them to work right, and they never worked right probably because I didn't customize them that great, or maybe they weren't even really customizable. But at any rate, anybody looking to take these wheels off, for new guys, you don't attack these bolts. These bolts you don't attack. You just pull this cotter out and unscrew this nut, and then the wheel slides off. So that's just for new guys like myself. This whole video is for new guys, basically, like myself. Alright, I'm just going to show you some of the other mods that I bought that I'm going to do. I have another video that I did the carburetor and I did the carbon fiber reeds. But you can look that up. And I just got all these tiny little parts in. They look so cute. These are some... I'm going to try... For this particular variator, I'm not going with an upgraded variator because it's a lot of work and I don't know, I don't feel like doing it now and the kids don't really care. So these are 1512 4.5 slider weights. Supposedly that the variator will open more, maybe give it a little more top and definitely more low because it's a lighter weight. These are some shims to shim the dry boss on the variator. That'll be another video. And these are some springs. 1500 RPM, and actually I'll save it for the next video. And this is just a contra spring. I'm going to try starting up.